Welcome to The Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Happy Saturday, ropers! It's your host, Taylor Vollen. I'm sorry this episode's coming to you kind of late in the day. I do apologize. I still think this episode can help you, especially if you're needing some help reaching. Whether you're headed to a jackpot or rodeo and need some last-minute pointers, or heading home thinking about how you can get better at it. We all know reaching can increase your ability to make a run work and be faster when everything isn't perfect. But to do it right, you've got to practice hard on the dummy. In this bonus roping.com tips episode, world champion Clay Smith explains how you can shorten the margin of error when reaching.
So when I'm reaching farther back, that's where when I was talking about, like, when I leave the box, I want my hand, and you'll see some guys, there's a couple guys that, I mean, I know y'all have seen that when they leave the box, I mean, it's like that. That's a little overkill. But when I leave the box, I definitely will have my swing up like this right here. So if I'm rodeoing, I don't know, sometimes I'll know if the steer runs hard or if he's slow. If he runs hard, I never have to bring my swing down to right there. I stay up, and then I still have my right horn covered in my swing. So, like, see, I'm turning it over like dang near where Jim's at. I'm turning it over out here. It's just on my delivery now. I'm gonna think about more of throwing to the left base. Because I've got the right horn covered in my swing. Where now, if I have this covered right here, and I drop it down, then all of a sudden my tip goes below the horns because it's a running target. So if the steer is running, I have my swing above him. I let gravity bring it down, and I throw it at the left base. But then that's where heading becomes hard, is because we don't know what shot we're going to get. And if we're at a place, and jackpot is not a big deal because we're able to take another swing and do that. But as we progress, there's going to be times we back in there and we have to be this time to win this amount or X dollars. Then we have to make a shot work that the steer might not let us do if we keep the same swing right here. So that's where we have to be able to adapt. When we leave the box, my swing is above my target. And if I have to let go of it right there, you have to be able to figure out how to let go of it right there. And that's where, like you girls handle your rope really good. The biggest thing I see with in the girls heading is range. Not many times do girls have to use the range like in the deal. But I'm telling you, as good as y'all handle y'all's rope, if I'm y'all, I rope the dummy. I figure out how to rope the dummy from 20 feet back, and figure out how to saw it off of him 20 feet back. I know if you do that, you're immediately like one of the best girl headers that there is, because none of them can do it. You know what I'm saying? The way, as good as y'all handle y'all's rope up close and figure out how to rope these horns like that, if I'm y'all, I would hammer that in right here. Is you figure out how to rope the dummy from right here, throwing it sharp, you're the best. That's the goal. And y'all can do it. All y'all can do it. As good as you handle your ropes, it's crazy. That's my opinion. But and not saying when you go to the jackpot, throw 3 coals and be stupid. But I'm just saying, being able to figure out how to use your rope. And then I'm fixing to hammer on you about using your horse. So I'm saying both things. But
how do you come out of your swing like when you're reaching like that and you got it all up here and you're saying you throw the face and that horn is out going down?
so when I'm swinging, when I'm reaching out here like this, the flatness of my loop changes. The farther, like, that's where it becomes a little bit more tricky. So if I'm reaching and the cow's running straight and his head's up in the air, that flat swing that I was telling you about, like this right here, that will work. But if the steer does anything head-wise, if he's running hard and his head's bobbing up and down, I have to think about covering that angle. I'll show you kind of what, if I'm reaching at the rodeo and I'm not trying to, like, I throw out all the sharpness. I'm not worried about just tying it on the horns. And I know I have to be, and it very rarely does this happen, because most of the time you hit the barrier, 80% of the year, I am no more than 2 coals away. 80% of the year, I'm no more ever. I never use that hardly ever. Most of the time, I'll say 60% of the time, right there, a coil away. I hit the barrier, I'm a coil away. But in case things don't happen right, sometimes it don't, you have to be able to figure out how to do it. So this is where my swing will be. And that's where I deliver. That's the catch loop. Now, most of the time, as I'm coming in, if I hit the barrier right, my swing is smooth across, I'm a coil away. I mean, that's coil away.
Don't forget to head on over to ropin.com today and sign up. You can use the code THESCORE15 for 15% off. With thousands of instructional videos and personal guidance for ropers of all levels, ropin.com offers ropers an elite inner circle to learn from some of the winningest team roping legends in the industry like Jake Barnes, Matt Sherwood, and 26-time world champion Trevor Brazile. Join now for only $29.95 a month and take advantage of step-by-step tutorials, run critiques, private member-only Facebook groups, live stream event coverage, and so many other benefits available exclusively to ropin.com members.